We're going to practice 6 multiplication and 8 division questions that students should know by the end of grade 8. I understand that math can be challenging to tackle alone. This channel is here to support and assist you or your child in learning math. What you'll need: a pencil, download our video worksheet, link in the comments, or use your own piece of paper, and time to use your brain, so no calculators are allowed. Here's a look at 6 multiplication questions we're going to solve. Feel free to use the timestamp below to go directly to the answer key. The first 2 questions we're going to complete as a lightning round.
Ready? Go!
The next 4 questions we're going to complete by showing our full solutions. Question number 3, 14 times 6. We'll complete this question by first solving 6 times 4. So in the rough box, we're going to write 6 times 4. 6 times 4 equals 24. Now we'll write the 4 in the ones column of the answer section, and 2, we will carry it over to the tens column. Now we're going to solve 6 times 1. In this rough box, we're going to write 6 times 1. 6 times 1 equals 6. Now the number that we carried, we're going to add to this number. So 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 equals 8. And now we're going to put 8 in the tens column of the answer section. 14 times 6 equals 84. Again, 14 times 6 equals 84. Question number 4, 18 times 4. We're going to first complete this question by doing 4 times 8. So in the rough box, we're going to write 4 times 8. 4 times 8 equals 32. So we're going to bring the 2 to the ones column of the answer section, and we're going to carry the 3 over to the tens column. Now we're going to multiply 4 times 1. So in the rough box, we're going to write 4 times 1. 4 times 1 equals 4. Now we're going to take the number that we carried over, the 3, and we're going to add it to the answer. So 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now we're going to move the 7 to the tens column in the answer section. 18 times 4 equals 72. Again, 18 times 4 equals 72. Question number 5, 53 times 4. The first thing we're going to do is 4 times 3. So let's write 4 times 3 in the rough box. 4 times 3 equals 12. Now we're going to put the 2 in the ones column of the answer section and carry the 1 over to the tens column. Now we're going to multiply 4 times 5. So in the rough box, we're going to write 4 times 5, which equals 20. Then we're going to take the 1 that we carried and we're going to add it to the 20. So 20 plus 1 equals 21. And now we're going to put both numbers in the hundreds and the tens column of the answer section. The answer is 212. So 53 times 4 equals 212. Question number 6, 42 multiplied by 14. What we're going to do is focus on the 4 first, and we're going to multiply the 4 by the top 2 numbers. So we're going to do 4 times 2, then we're going to do 4 times 4. Then we're going to focus on the 1. Then we're going to do 1 multiplied by the top 2 numbers. So 1 times 2 and 1 times 4. Let's solve. So in our rough box, we're going to do first 4 times 2. So 4 times 2 equals 8. So we're going to put 8 in the ones column of the answer section. Now we're going to do 4 times 4. So in the rough box, we're going to write 4 times 4. 4 times 4 equals 16. So we're going to put both those 2 numbers right in the answer section, giving us 168. Before we focus on the 1 multiplying by the top 2 numbers, we're going to write 0 under the 8, so underneath the answer section. We're going to draw a line, and then we're going to add a plus sign. The plus sign kind of helps you to be like, hey, by the way, when you get to the bottom section of long multiplication, you must add. Don't multiply, don't subtract, don't divide. You need to add. So we're going to write the 0 write the plus sign, and then draw the answer line before you even begin with the second column. Now that we have that settled, we're going to begin with the 1. So remember, we're doing 1 times 2, then 1 times 4. 1 times 2, we're going to write down the rough box. 1 times 2 equals 2. We're going to write that underneath the 6 in the tens column in the second row. Now we're going to do 1 times 4. So we're going to write that in the rough box. 1 times 4. 1 times 4 equals 4. Now we're going to move the 4 down to the answer section in the second row in the hundreds column. Now again, we're going to add up these numbers. So we're first going to add up the ones column, then the tens column, then the hundreds column. So in the rough box, we're going to write 8 plus 0. 8 plus 0 equals 8. So we're going to write that down in the answer section in the ones column. Then we're going to do the tens column. So we're going to add up these two numbers. So 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 gives you 8. So we're going to write 8 down in the tens column of the answer section. And then lastly, we're going to do the numbers in the hundreds column. So we're going to do 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4 gives you 5. So we're going to write 5 in the hundreds column of the answer section. Therefore, the answer for 42 multiplied by 14 is 588. Again, 42 multiplied by 14 is 588. Here's the answer key. If you got an answer wrong, use a timestamp to go back and check your solution. Here's a look at division questions we're going to solve. And remember, knowing your multiplications will help you to quickly solve basic and harder division questions. We're going to complete the first 4 questions as a lightning round. I would avoid pausing and solving for the answer. However, if you really need to, feel free to pause the video if you require a little extra time to think and solve for the answer on your own, but try not to. Good luck. Feel free to use the timestamp below to go directly to the answer key.
Ready? Go!
We'll complete the next 4 questions using the long division method by showing our work, as it always isn't about knowing the answer, but how you get to the answer is what matters the most. Question number 5, 28 divided by 2. We'll complete this question by first dividing 2 divided by 2, then 8 divided by 2. So 2 times what gives you 2? The answer is 1. 2 times 1 gives you 2. Therefore, we'll write the number on top of the 2 in the division box. We'll continue to subtract the answer from the 2. So we're going to subtract first and then find the answer. Let's first draw a rough box. In this rough box, we'll write 2 times 1. 2 times 1 equals 2. We'll then write the 2 underneath the 2 in the division box, and we'll subtract these two numbers. 2 minus 2 equals 0. Now let's divide 8 into 2. 2 times what gives you 8? The answer is 4. Therefore, we'll write the 4 on top of the 8 in the division box. We'll continue to subtract the answer from the 8. So let's first draw a rough box. In this rough box, we're going to write 2 times 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. We'll then write the 8 underneath the other 8. Now let's subtract the two numbers. 8 minus 8 equals 0. Therefore, 28 divided by 2 equals 14. Again, 28 divided by 2 equals 14. Let's divide 55 into 5. We're first going to divide the first 5 into 5, then the second 5 into 5. So let's begin. 5 times what gives you 5? The answer is 1. 5 times 1 gives you 5. Therefore, we're going to move the 1 on top of the 5 in the division box. We'll then continue to subtract the answer by the 5. Let's first draw a rough box. In the rough box, we're going to do 5 times 1. 5 times 1 equals 5. We're now going to move the 5 underneath the 5 in the division box. We're going to subtract these two numbers, so 5 minus 5 equals 0. Now we're going to divide the other 5 into 5. So 5 times what gives you 1? The answer is 1. So now we're going to move this 1 on top of the other 5 in the division box. Again, we'll continue subtracting the answer of 5 times 1. In the rough box, we're going to do 5 times 1. 5 times 1 gives you 5. We're going to move this 5 underneath the 5 in the division box, and then 5 minus 5 equals 0. Therefore, 55 divided into 5 equals 11. Again, 55 divided by 5 equals 11. Question number 7. We're going to divide 7,224 divided by 8. Let's start with the first number. Let's first determine 8 times what gives you 7. So 7 doesn't go into 8. Therefore, the closest number to 7 without going over is 8 times 0. So now we're going to think about 8 times what gives you 0. 8 times 0 gives you 0. Therefore, we're going to put the 0 on top of the 7. And then we're going to draw a rough box. And in this rough box, we're going to do 8 times 0 gives you what? Which is 0. And then we're going to put that 0 underneath 7. Then we're going to subtract the two numbers. 7 minus 0 equals 7. So really, you don't have to do this entire first part, but sometimes I do feel that some people are like, okay, but why am I doing 72? Why am I not doing 7? But really, you shouldn't do the 7 because 7 cannot go into 8. Anything under the 7, it doesn't. But there are other circumstances. It's only when it's the first number. When it's in the middle of the numbers, you do have to put the 0 there. We're going to go and start and actually bring down the 2. And we're going to begin with 72. So we're going to figure out 72 divided by 8. So now we're going to think 8 times what gives you 72? The answer is 9. We're going to put this 9 on top of the 72 and on top of the 2. Then we're going to draw that rough box. And in that rough box, we're going to do 8 multiplied by 9 equals 72. We're going to write that 72 under the other 72. And 72 minus 72 gives you 0. Now we're going to bring down the other 2. And we're going to see 8 divided by what gives you 2. So it's 0. So because 2 is smaller than 8, we know that it cannot go into each other. So 2 doesn't go into 8. Therefore, the closest number to 2 without going over is 0. So 8 times 0 equals 0. Therefore, we're just going to put a 0 now right by the 9. So this 0 has to remain. The 0 in front of the 9, it doesn't because that's the first number. But the number, if you guys remember what significant digits are. So because this 0 is a significant digit, you do need to write the 0 here. Now we're going to bring down the 4. And we're going to do 24. We're going to do 24 divided by 8. We're going to figure out 8 times what gives us 24. The answer is 3. 8 times 3 equals 24. We're going to put that 3 on top of the 4. Now we're going to do a rough box. In this rough box, we're going to do 8 times 3, which equals 24. We're going to move that 24 underneath the 24. 24 minus 24 equals 0. Therefore, the final answer is 903. Again, 7,224 divided by 8 equals 903. Question number 8. We're going to divide 5,636 divided by 3. We'll first complete this question by simply dividing 5 divided by 3. So first we're going to look at 3 times what gives you 5. The answer is 1. Remember that 5 doesn't go into 3, therefore the closest number to 5 without going over is 3 times 1. Therefore, instead of looking at the 3 times 5, we're going to look at 3 times 3, which equals 1. So we're going to put that 1 on top, And then after that, we're going to avoid drawing the rough box this time. And we're going to look at, of course, 3 times 1 gives you 3. So we're going to write that 3 under the 5. Then we're going to do 5 minus 3, which gives you 2. Then if you recall, we're going to drop down that 6 into the next spot. So now we're going to do 26. So we're going to look at 26 divided by 3. So 3 times what gives you 26? The answer is 8. 24 is the closest number to 26 without going over. So again, 26 doesn't go into 3. Therefore, the closest number to 26 without going over is 3 times 8, which equals 24. We're going to put that 8 right on top of the 6. And now 3 times 8 equals 24. So we're going to put the 24 under the 26. And now we're going to do 26 minus 24. 6 minus 4 gives you 2. And we should know that 2 minus 2 gives us 0. So 26 minus 24 equals 2. Now we're going to take that 3 and we're going to bring that down beside the 2. And now we're going to solve for 23 divided by 3. So 23 divided by 3. We're going to have to look at 3 times what gives us 23. The answer is 7. So 23 doesn't go into 3. Therefore, the closest number to 23 without going over is 3 times 7, which equals 21. So we're going to bring that 7 on top of the 3. 3 times 7 equals 21. So we're going to put the 21 under the 23. And we're going to minus 23 minus 21. 23 minus 21 equals 2. Now we're going to bring that 6 down beside the 2. And now we're going to solve 26 divided by 3. So 26 divided by 3. Again, we're going to look at 3 times what gives us 26. The answer is 8. So the closest to 26 is 3 times 8, which equals 24. Just to reiterate, 23 doesn't go into 3. Therefore, the closest number to 26 without going over is 3 times 8, which equals 24. So we're going to put that 8 on top of the 6. And then 3 times 8 equals 24. So we're going to do 26 minus 24, which equals 2. We are out of numbers, and therefore the answer would be a remaining answer. So therefore our remainder is 2. So the final answer is 1,878 with a remainder of 2. Here's the answer key. If you got an answer wrong, use a timestamp to go back and check your solution. Good job at taking ownership over your education. You did it! See you in the next video.